Good morning, beloveds. All right. Gabby is chatty. Chico has new water. Hayes is standing here like, what the heck? But, all right. What, Gabby? Okay. It is February 23rd, and the title is really long. Okay. Gabby. She wants the fresh water, and Chico is standing over it, and she and Chico don't get along. All right. I don't know what to make of this title. Normally, I've been trying to gender neutral these titles, and I can't. And so I'm just gonna read this one, and we'll go with there. I have faith in the Father of God and the brotherhood of man, and my actions show this to be true. And we're on Psalm 33, line 12. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, and the people whom they have chosen for their own inheritance. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, and the people Spirit hath chosen for their own inheritance. Okay. Those whom the earth has labeled great have been people who have extended their thinking to include all nations and all races. Only people with petty minds indulge in racial hatreds and distinctions. God's perfect idea of humanity is the basis for every living soul, and we must believe this and act as though it were so. When we dislike people and groups, we are bearing witness to our small and limited viewpoints. The people in whom we fail to find good are born of the same mind, operate under the same law, and express the same life as we do. Our inability to see their divine origin is our own self-centered stumbling block. Often, we are held back by our petty dislikes of other people. Jesus could include the whole world in his thought because he believed in a God who was in all and acting through all. The chosen people are those who have chosen to love their fellow people and find good in them. I believe in the parenthood of God and the siblinghood of humanity. No one is better than myself. No one is less good than myself. I live in God's universe filled with God's beloved people, and I cooperate with them in love. I hate no person and dislike no person. I love the truth that expresses in every nationality, every race, and every creed. I extend my thinking to include them all in universal blessing. I know that every person is unfolding in spiritual understanding and growing in wisdom. Every person I meet today brings more of God to my remembrance. They bless me in interesting and loving ways. They enrich me with ideas of value. All right. Okay. I mean, let's be honest. He's pretty black and white. Ernest is pretty black and white about this. He says, you gotta love everybody, which is what Jesus said. You gotta love everybody. It doesn't mean you have to be in the same room with them. Now, he does say you do have to like them. I disagree with Ernest there. I agree with Ernest that we are obligated to love everyone because everyone is a child of God. Absolutely everyone is a child of God. So we have to love everyone. I don't think we have to like everyone. And here is my distinction. Because people behave in ways that are inappropriate. We'll just use that. So when people behave in ways that are hurtful to other people, I don't have to like One, I don't have to like the action, and I don't have to like the person. But I do have to recognize that that is a beloved child of God, and I do have to love them. All right. Now, there's also a difference between disliking a behavior that is harmful and disliking a person. Because most of the time, it's not even that I dislike the person, I just dislike their behaviors. And maybe that's the distinction he's leaning on here. And there's absolutely no reason to dislike somebody for simple, um, petty, because he uses the word petty reasons of being of a different faith, of a different skin color, of a different, body type, of a different gender, of a different sexual orientation. Those are petty reasons to dislike someone. Those are not legitimate reasons. So maybe he's right. Maybe it's not that I dislike people. I don't dislike people. Maybe it's that I dislike their behaviors. And I'm allowed to do that. Now, am I allowed to hate their behaviors? Probably not, because hate is too much to carry. But I can dislike their behaviors. Now, if I dislike their behaviors, then what is mine to do about it? It depends. It depends on what behaviors I'm disliking. If they're actively harming people and I have a way to stop that, then I have an obligation to get in there and say, you know what, this is not good. Let's stop that. That may be, I need to do it through an institution, or maybe I just need to go to the person and go, you know what? No, stop it. Or maybe there's nothing that I can do, but I can pray. All right. I.e., Hurricane in Russia. Is there anything that I can actually do right now, physically? No. But I am a practitioner. Therefore, I can and will pray. What am I going to pray for? All right? That everybody in this situation knows who they are, knows that they are a beloved child of God, and that they are a choice. All right? I am going to pray for the highest and best for all of the people involved. Any more than that, I don't have the knowledge, nor have I been asked to specifically treat for anything. All right? That is what it is. And so yeah. He just put it black and white today. It's like, look, you can dislike the behaviors, but you are not allowed to dislike the person, and this is why. Every single living being on this planet was made by God. Every single living being on this planet is a beloved creation of God. If God numbers numbers the hairs on the head of the, I forget. But when God knows when sparrows fall in the field, numbers the hair on what? Oh, I think it's numbers the hair on. Okay, the tears that she cries. Point being, we are all beloved children of God. And when we let petty things like religion, skin color, gender, body type, the way we ornament our bodies. So here I'm going to talk about hair color, tattoos, the way we dress, sexual orientation. When we let that get in the way, then we're not acting like beloved children of God. We are not acting like the one who created us, who loves us all. You can dislike behaviors. You can take yourself out of the reach of those behaviors. But you gotta love the people. You gotta love the people. And that does not mean you turn yourself into a doormat. Because when their behavior is inappropriate, you have the right to say your behavior is inappropriate. I will not tolerate this. But you still love them. All right. So, I'm sorry, baby. Okay. I'm still not sure about this title. I think that they left a word out, because down here it says, I believe in the fatherhood of God. So I think that should have been in the title. So I have faith in, And I'm going to say parenthood of God. And then if you have issues with your parents, I can see where that would fall hard on the ears. But I have faith in God. I have faith in the world that God created. I have faith in the people that God created, because that's the second part, the brotherhood of man. I have faith in the children of God. And when some of us act out of alignment, then I'm going to have faith. I'm going to treat that for them to know who they are. And my actions show this to be true. Hard line. All right. So Psalm 33:12, please go read it. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. And did I not just finish saying that God created every nation? Which means we are all the people of the Lord. Maybe we should act like it. And the people whom Spirit hath chosen for their own inheritance. For Spirit's own inheritance. Sometimes. Okay, so those whom the earth has labeled great have been people who've extended their thinking to include all nations and races. It's in black and white. Only people with petty minds indulge in racial hatreds and distinctions. Okay? And I gave you a list of distinctions: skin color, body type, body ornamentation, gender, sexual orientation. All of that is petty. All of that is petty. That is a hill that I will stand on. I'm not going to say I'm going to die on that hill, but it's a hill I'll stand on. Okay. God's perfect idea of humanity is the basis for every living soul. And we must believe this and act as though it were so, because it is true. We're all made in the image of God. Every living thing is made in the image of God. And you're like, wait, what? Trees are made in the image of God? Yes! Trees are made in the image of God. Because God is not an old white man sitting on a throne. God is love. And love comes in an infinite variety, thus, so do we. When we dislike people and groups, we are bearing witness to our small and limited viewpoints. Go out and experience people that don't look like you, that don't talk like you, that don't love like you, that don't go to church like you. The people in whom we fail to find good are born of the same mind, operate under the same law, and express the same life as we do. Our inability to see their divine origin is our self-centered stumbling block. I mean, he's calling us out. Our inability to see their divine origin. That's us. That's on us. That is where we go inside and we do our own work. We are not going to fix them because there's nothing wrong with them if we can't see them as children of God. That's on us. Often we are held back by our petty dislikes of other people. How many times have you not gone and done something because somebody that you don't like might have been there? Do you not like them, or do you just not know them? Now, I am not telling you to go put yourself in unsafe situations, because, but you know what I mean. Jesus could include the whole world in his thought because he believed in a God who was in all and acting through all. God recognized that every single person, every single living being was a beloved child of God and acted that way. He healed whoever came to him and asked to be healed. He did not ask if they were worthy. He did not ask what God they believed in. He didn't ask who they loved. He didn't ask what their orientation was. He just healed them. The chosen people, and that's in quotes, the chosen people are those who have chosen to love their fellow people and find good in them. You want to be a chosen person? You want to be chosen of God? Then choose love. Always. I believe in the Spirit of God. I believe in the sibling nature of humanity. No one is better than myself, and no one is less good than myself. Because we're all made of the same spirit. We all carry the same soul. We all use the same mind. I live in God's universe filled with God's beloved people, and I cooperate with them in love. All right? I cooperate with them in love. That does not mean I don't say no, because sometimes cooperating in love does mean no. All right? I hate no person and dislike no person. Yeah, Ernest is calling me out today. I get it. I love everybody. I don't dislike anybody, but I am allowed to dislike their actions. All right? Their actions. Not their faith, not their gender, not their body, not the way they ornament their body, not their sexual orientation. Okay? Those are not reasons. Those are egos. Those are egos' reasons. I love the truth that expresses in every nationality, every race, and every creed. Because none of us have the whole truth. All of us have a piece. And when we talk to each other, we get further along. I extend my thinking to include all of them in universal blessing. I know that every person is unfolding in spiritual understanding and growing in wisdom. That's definitely something we can treat for. Every person I meet today brings more of God to my remembrance. They bless me in interesting and loving ways. They enrich me with ideas of value. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to live in God's universe. To recognize that everyone is God's beloved people, and to cooperate with them in love. If we can look in each other's eyes and see God looking back at us and see that spiritual unfolding, seeing people recognizing who they are and recognizing that they're a choice always, we'll have a world that works for everyone. We can know that no one is above us and no one is below us. We'll have a world that works for everyone. All right. Every now and again, I sound like a wild-eyed revolutionary, and today I sound like a wild-eyed revolutionary, so there you are. I am a wild-eyed revolutionary. I'm just usually trying to be an island of peace and calm, because that's how I intend to change the world. By creating that around me, giving people a place to rest so that they can create their own island of peace and calm and carry that out into the world. I don't have to teach people how to be an island of peace and calm. What I do is I create the space for them to come in and figure it out for themselves. All right, beloveds. The other thing that I always recommend, to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. It is a spiritual practice. I am encouraging you to create a habit. I'm encouraging you to create a default setting. I'm encouraging you to make that your first response, a loving, kind, compassionate response. That way, when you are confronted with things that you have disliked about people, you can give them the grace and give it a minute. Because sometimes the people that look the scariest are the most interesting. I work at the Renaissance Festival, you know? And I've traveled a lot. I've lived all over the country. I've lived in another country. People aren't that different. And things like skin color and religion and gender and sexual orientation, they don't change the base nature of who we are. So do that loving, kind, compassionate thing for yourself every single day because you deserve it. You are a beloved child of God. You always have been, you always will be. There is nothing that you can do to change that for yourself or for anybody else. So be a chosen person. Be one of the chosen of God. Choose love. All right. I'm also going to encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body, to get some bright light first thing in the morning. It was sunny this morning, it's cloudy. It's going to rain for the next 3-4 days. Bright light. It's going to be artificial. Drink plenty of water and open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. I always say, I like to quote Emma, look for the good and praise it. Look into the eyes of everybody you meet today and see that beloved child of God for who they are. A beloved child of God. All right, beloveds. I'm going to take my own advice. My own prescription. And it is what it is today. So have a great day, an amazing day, a wondrous day, an enchanting day, a fantastic day, a beloved day, a surrounded by children of God day, a surrounded by love day, a loving day, a good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. Because you are enough just as you are. Always. All right, beloveds. Take care of yourself. Catch us on the social medias if you need us. Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the Running Rev Ryan on the medias that I'm on. If you want to know what's going on, email info@creativelife.org. I don't know if the Living of Science of Mind book study may be coming to a close, because I know that the one on Thursday will be closing soon because they're starting a class, The Power of Decision, which is a really good one. So, feel free. But if you'll check that email, then that'll get you constant contact. You'll always know what's going on. Okay. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. Know that you are loved. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.